Hey, Motorman here. I'm at Gulf Coast Harley-Davidson, otherwise known as Port Richey Harley-Davidson. And this is a 2019 Electroglide Standard. If you're a subscriber to my channel, I hope you are. You saw that last week I did a road test on the Kawasaki Vaquero. And I said that's probably the best buy in baggers in America. Now this particular motorcycle, I would say, is the best buy in baggers that Harley-Davidson offers. Price on these now is $18,999, might as well say $19,000. And the main difference between the Standard and the Electroglides are right here. We have brushed aluminum. You can polish that out, by the way. I've done that on different bikes. You polish that out, it looks just like chrome. But it doesn't come with the chrome. It doesn't come with a radio. This bike is equipped with an aftermarket radio. In fact, I did the same thing on my police bike. And you can do it yourself. You know, you get a radio like this, you can get a real good radio for about 200 bucks. And if you're kind of handy and don't mind the aggravation of getting to the speaker pods, etc., you could put a radio on these for, do it yourself, about 200 bucks easily with the speakers. Have somebody else do it, it's probably going to cost you $400 or $500. That's what it cost me. And this, of course, comes with the batwing fairing. Everything you actually need for touring comes standard on this motorcycle. In 2020, they also made standard at no extra cost over the 2019 models ABS brakes, which I highly recommend. You buy a motorcycle today, folks, you should get ABS brakes. It is a lifesaver. This bike comes with the 107 motor, and it comes with the solo seat, which the solo seat, in my opinion, makes the bike look really good, especially with no tour pack or anything on the bike. And of course, there are 2 up seats available, and you will have to add, if you're going to have a passenger on, passenger pegs as well. But it is a nicely equipped motorcycle for $19,000 bucks. I'm so glad they came back with this model, because this will get a lot more people into touring motorcycles, Harley-Davidson touring motorcycles, for a reasonable price. This bike also is equipped with, I guess you'd call them ape hangers. I'm not crazy about those. You know, if you're under 6 foot tall, yeah, it's quite a reach when you're trying to make tight turns. But anyway, I'm going to take this bike for a ride, and I'll let you know exactly what I think of it. So, alright, this is the Standard, Electroglide Standard. It's not overwhelmed with chrome, and you could think of this motorcycle as a blank canvas, and you could put whatever you want on it. I mean, you can go crazy with the accessories, and of course the gigantic Harley-Davidson accessory catalog. It's got everything you could ever want for this motorcycle, as does the aftermarket. That's one of the better things about Harley-Davidson motorcycles. Just about anything you want to add to your motorcycle is, if it's not available from Harley themselves, it's available from the aftermarket. You can't say that about every motorcycle. And this bike has the 107 motor, which has plenty of torque, plenty of power. I believe the rating is somewhere around 74 horsepower, and I think it's 92 foot-pounds of torque. That's more than enough to move an 850-pound motorcycle. You do get all the gauges that you would get on the other Electroglides that are either blacked out or adorned with chrome. And here's the former mayor of Port Richey. Yeah, she's having a rough time. These bikes no longer come with the heel toe shifter. It's just a toe shifter now. I'm not sure why they eliminated that. I always like the heel shifter, but I know some people even take theirs off. But also for 2020, you can no longer get 2 fobs, off of the motorcycle. They've narrowed it down to just one, so if your battery goes out or if you lose that fob, you're away from a Harley dealership, you could be in trouble. Good thing about this motorcycle, and actually all Harley-Davidson touring bikes, is they are an extremely nimble motorcycle for their size and weight. In fact, as far as heavyweight cruisers go, they are the most nimble motorcycle, as long as you know how to use the proper techniques. Now, if you doubt that, watch some of my videos, see what these bikes are capable of, or watch any police competition, police rodeo, and you'll see that nothing handles at low speeds like these bikes. And that's due to the wheelbase, which is 64 inches on this motorcycle and a 26-degree rake. If you compare that to Metro Cruisers, which are usually 65 and above wheelbase, and most of them have a 30-degree rake, that makes these bikes extremely nimble. That's one of the reasons police use them, because when you get to maneuver through traffic in confined areas, it's amazing what you can do with a bike like this, as long as you know the proper techniques. As far as ride comfort, this bike does have the shorter shocks that would come with the Street Glide. That's something I would change right away. I'd put the taller shocks. I know everybody does the exact opposite, but the shorter shocks ride a little firmer, and if you're going to ride with a passenger, you've only got 2 inches of travel in the back, and if you load it down with gear and a passenger, yeah, you're going to find yourself bottoming out quite a bit. This is all the power you'll ever need. Now, I've got the 114 on my police bike, and it's quicker, no question about it, but this is more than adequate. I have ridden 107s with stage 1 and even a stage 2 kit on it, and they are plenty fast. Nice and relaxed out on a highway, turning over about 2,800 RPM at 70 miles an hour in 6th gear, and they also offer excellent fuel mileage. About 45 miles to the gallon if you hang around the speed limit, and you've got a 6-gallon fuel tank, so you got plenty of range. If you're in the market for a heavyweight motorcycle cruiser, you should definitely check out this model, especially if you're not into all the chrome. As I said, this comes with brushed aluminum, which can be polished out to look just like chrome. I wouldn't go through all that trouble. And this particular bike, this is a used one, and it's got these, I guess you call them ape hangers. These handlebars seem to be very popular lately. They're not too bad if you're 6 foot or over, but for my height, if it were me, I would loosen the 2 bolts under here and I would pull them back, and then it would be fine. It'd be just perfect. Riding position is upright. For me, it is the most comfortable riding position. I've got a low rider S, and yeah, my knees are up kind of high with the mid controls. Have to reach forward for the handlebars, and after an hour or so riding, it could get to you. But these bikes, the way they're set up right from the showroom, perfectly comfortable for the average rider. I wouldn't mess around changing the handlebars or anything else. If you're a shorter person, I would put the Harley-Davidson Reach seat. That will put you about 1.5 inches closer to the standard bars. And that means if you're under 5'8". Even my wife is 5'3". Got the reach seat on her bike, and she has no problem reaching the bars, and is just as comfortable as could be on very long rides. So for people who say that Harley-Davidsons are way too much money, $30,000, $40,000, well, yeah, if you want all the bells and whistles, it's going to cost you more. If you just want a motorcycle that you'll be comfortable with, either around town or on a 700-mile day ride, you cannot beat the Electric Glide Standard. And I'm betting right now, with the way things are, with businesses shutting down left and right, and not exactly people standing online to get a motorcycle, this is probably a good time to see a local Harley-Davidson dealer. If you're here in the new Port Richey area, go to Port Richey Harley-Davidson and ask for Mike. He's the manager. Tell him Motorman sent you, and I bet you'll be quite satisfied with what you wind up paying for one of these motorcycles. They have about every model you could think of in stock. And if you want to take a test ride, they'll let you. They've got a bunch of demo bikes as well. This, by the way, is the standard windshield. Comes with this bike. I'm looking over it by about 3 or 4 inches, and I'm 5'7", so it'd be fine for me. I wouldn't be changing that. Really, this is the bike. If you're set for getting ready to ride from Florida to California, and you could just get on this bike and go. Don't need to add anything to it. If you like radios, like I said, that's the big savings on this motorcycle, is the fact that it doesn't come with the radios, which are extremely expensive with the nav system. But I look at it this way: if you really need all that stuff, well, that's fine. Personally, I don't need it. That's why I get the police bikes. They don't come with the radio, and it's a lot less money because of that fact. You save a ton of money. And less trouble, probably, in the long run. If you want to add a radio, you're handy, a couple of $100, and you can put any kind of radio you want. Bluetooth. Hook your phone to it, and you got navigation. Turn by turn, right through the speakers. So I guess it just depends on what you like. And, of course, your bank account. You want all the toys, you can get them, but you don't have to. If you like these road tests that I do, I hope you subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. And if you ever have any questions about the bikes I'm riding, just put it in the comment section. Believe me, I read all the comments. Even from the YouTube commandos, I call them. Those are the people who are expert at everything.
What's his BP?
120/80.
Okay, folks. Close him up.
You're not Dr. Stewart.
No. But I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
Everything. It's amazing. And yet if you look at their channel, there's zero content. But they know everything. And that's fine. And of course, remember that I do offer a 100% money back guarantee on any of my YouTube videos. If you don't like it, just let me know, and I'll give you your money back. Till next time.